It's like just starting a startup, right? You need to find the right idea, and but in order to do that, you must define first off the problem.
Hey there, this is Neil Napier, and today on this session of MyFirst1000, I'm interviewing Meili. Meili lives in Guatemala, and I've known her for over a year now, and in this time, she has grown leaps and bounds with the things that she's been doing online. So I wanted to bring her on so that you could hear her story, you could hear how she was able to create courses, create services around those courses, and make money the way she does, make the first $1,000. So Meili, welcome to the session. Whenever you're ready, please tell me a little bit about your business.
Hey Neil, how are you doing? Thank you for having me today. So Meili, as Neil said, I'm from Guatemala City. And well, basically I have been here on the internet world for about 2 or 3 years, maybe. Yeah, 2 or 3 years, including this year. So, well, I was having a job before, right? I'm actually a chemical engineer, a graduated university person, and I was having a job for about 6, 7 years already, but I didn't have like the things that I would like to do, like spending more time with my family or spending more time with friends, having time freedom, and all sorts of things that in a job that you can achieve with that, right? And well, after I did my research and read a lot of books, right, in regarding internet business and personal development, I started to include myself in this internet world. And well, it was not easy in the beginning, as well as many others. You can see that many others didn't start off as easy as you wish, but right now I'm here doing my internet business, quitting my job already, and well, hopefully we can even get more success with all this.
That's good. That's you're quite right there. And is that why you decided to build courses and sell courses? Was that the main aim, to kind of build a recurring income?
Yeah, to earn recurring income, and basically well, it was not all about recurring income, but to help people achieve their success as well, right?
Good. I
Hmm.
think it's important to have that underlying goal. You're right,
Yes,
not just motivated by money, but
exactly.
more than that. So
Yeah.
that's good. So were you, I mean, you said you've been at it for the last 2.5, 3 years. Were you successful immediately? Did it take you a few tries? How did you get to where you are now?
Well, yeah, I was not successful at the beginning. I had to run a lot of tests, trials, as you said. Well, basically, I spent a lot of time in research as well, because I was like kind of afraid of launching something that I didn't know what to do. Besides the technical part, that it was not that difficult for me because I'm quite a technical person. But the thing is to develop the strategy and making sure that people would like the product that I would offer to them. So I basically first at the beginning began with affiliate marketing, because it was already something that was done for you, and I started off with those. But after that, I realized that people needed more things, and I started to create my own courses as well.
Okay. And you said you're quite technical, which I must say a lot of people are not. So what other obstacle did you face in trying to build this?
Uh, building the course, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. Well, maybe not the part of installing things and well, having my video set up and stuff like that, but basically having my strategy in place, right? Knowing what people need to learn about, because well, online courses basically is information, right? You're selling information, but
Mhm.
I was not. really sure of how would people take the information, or what type of information they would need, right? So you had to make a lot of research beforehand on how on what people like to learn about. So
Sure.
yeah, you have to like define the problem first, right? That
Hmm.
was like my first challenge, because I didn't know like you can sell whatever information, but not everyone will buy from that.
That's a good point. You have to solve real problems, and that's when people pay money for
Exactly.
it.
So the
And
problem.
yeah. And did you get paid quickly? I mean, were you able to make your first $1,000 quickly, or did it take you time?
It took quite a little bit of time, because maybe I'm quite a perfectionist person, so I wanted to
Okay.
make sure that everything was perfect in place. And yeah, that was basically it. The strategy, developing, and the content
Okay. Yeah.
for
I
my case.
think
Hmm.
being perfectionist is a good thing, but it can also hold you back in the beginning because you always want to do everything right, and it's
Yes,
not
yes,
always that easy.
correct, correct.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. You know, what stage are you at the moment in your business? Like, how much money have you made so far till now that you can estimate selling courses?
Yes, an estimate would be $6,000. So overall, four figures, right? And I'm
Figures.
hoping that I can do 5, 6 figures a year.
And what's stopping you right now? Okay, let's go step by step. What's stopping you from getting to five figures in your opinion?
Well, basically, what is stopping me now is time, right? Time is always
Yeah,
something, an asset that you cannot create on your own. You have to always be in 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 accordance to what time you have, because time is, you cannot create that. First of all, because I have a lot of other activities as well, besides my internet marketing. So I have to help my parents as well in their business, because they are quite big now, and well, in age. But I'm also helping them in that matter. And well, I mostly spend on the internet business at the night times.
sure.
So yeah, time is something that I don't have a lot about. So maybe yeah, that's something that I'm lacking.
So I think we could argue that you're doing this part-time more or less still,
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I can imagine. I remember when I was doing this part-time, I was always distracted at work, at my real job, and even when I was here, I always felt guilty that I wasn't doing enough. But I think the fact that you've done high four figures is a good sign already that you've been doing this part-time. So
Yeah.
that's good. It's
Yeah.
not a bad thing at all. Now, this is important. I mean, how has your life, or rather lifestyle, changed over the last, let's say, year or so when you've had a little bit more success than before? How has life changed for you?
Well, basically in lifestyle, I have changed my habits a lot, because, well, when I had a job, I had to commute. I had to deal with traffic. I had to, well, deal with bosses, and well, right now I'm working for myself, right? So I don't have to deal with that now. Um, and I had like several trips within my country. Like I have gone to outside of the city to spend some quality time with friends and family as well. Well, yeah, you can do with this online business and course creation thing. You can do, well, the things that you want, right? You decide for yourself. You don't have to wait for someone to give you permission on doing things. So that is basically the lifestyle switch that I had between my job and having my own internet business.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. And if you could go back, let's say 3 years ago, when you could tell Meili that day, Meili, this is what you should know. What would that lesson be if you could go back and redo things?
Yeah, so first of all, you have to know that life is not that bad. It's not that difficult to live on, because I had like my downfalls as well with like, I don't know if this is for me or having this job or having this life. And I
Sure.
had like a lot of thinking of how to continue with living, right? Not in the saying of how to work on this life, but personal development was something very important in my life that when I was in the job, there was someone from South Africa that he recommended me this book about of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow
Yeah.
Rich, and that was my first book that I read, and well, that switched my mind in another terms, right? Just like Rich Dad Poor Dad from Kiyosaki, I also like that book as well. But those things made me change the way of living, right? Like you don't need to be in a job to live live your life in this case, right? So personal development was very important for me, and I will also recommend people that are struggling with their life to start off with personal development and then decide on what you can do to help other people achieve their success. And until you help them achieve their success, you will have also the success that you need, that you want.
That's a very good point. I mean, I've read, numerous religions as well, for example, talk about helping others, and as a result of that, it's you can call it karma or you can just call it, good wishes, but you are more successful when you are out there helping people. So again, I
Yeah.
like your attitude here. I know I started asking you about money, but you always keep going back to helping people. So I can see where your
Yeah.
heart is at. That's good. That's good. I like it. I do. So you talked about Napoleon Hill's book. Is that your favorite book till date, or do you have any other books you could
It
recommend to
was not
people?
my favorite book because it was hard to read. I admit that it was hard to read, and I was like some terms that I didn't understood at that time.
Yeah.
But I had to read like 5 times that book until I realized that it was something that you can learn from. But my favorite book would be Rich Dad Poor Dad from Kiyosaki,
Okay.
but he was like really simple on explaining things. Obviously, not in the terms of real estate things, but on how to switch your mindset
Sure.
to a entrepreneur mindset.
Okay.
But yeah.
Very interesting. What about music? Like, what kind of music are you into?
I enjoy a lot of electronic music.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
my favorite band is Chainsmokers and Armin van Buuren. And I would like
Okay.
to go to wonder what are those festivals
Well, yeah. I can't
in
remember what.
Belgium.
It's good though. It's really big.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I would like to
really big.
go. Yeah, sometime in the future.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, next year, hopefully, you can. It'd
Yeah,
be good to do.
exactly. Yeah,
Have you ever
hopefully.
traveled to Europe before?
Sorry?
Have you ever traveled to Europe before?
No, no. That is something that I would like to achieve as well. To travel to
Okay.
Europe, to Africa, and all countries that I have not been before.
Yeah.
Like
That's
to
it's
become like a nomad, digital nomad, something like that, like you do, or and Steven
yeah.
does. Well,
Yeah, and it's a good way to live, certainly. Different way to live. Now,
yeah.
the question about traveling as well. If you were to go on a holiday, do you prefer going to the beach, to the mountains, forest, or city? What's your ideal vacation?
Yeah, my ideal vacation would be on the beach, basically,
Okay.
and visiting cities. I enjoy a lot visiting cities.
Okay. Nice.
Hmm.
That's very cool. And
Yeah.
do you have a favorite city in the world that you've been to already, or you want to go to?
Mm, well, with all of the places that I've been, my favorite city. I don't have a favorite city now. Up
Okay.
until now, I would
Only
like
one. Yeah.
yeah, I would like to know more about other cities before I can decide on which one is
Okay.
the favorite. Yeah.
Fair enough. I think once you come to Europe, it's so easy to travel between places. It'll just
Yeah.
open your mind. So.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, oh, that's good. So back to business. I've got a question now. Sometimes people who are watching this or listening to this are worried that whatever they create will not sell. They won't be able to sell it. Could you say something to inspire them to feel motivated to take action?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, basically, that was something that happened to me as well. So I would recommend you to develop a good strategy on defining what the problem is for the people that you're going to sell to. the course, right? The online course. So if you, it's like just starting a startup, right? You need to find the right idea.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to do that, you must define first off the problem that people are having. So after you found the problem, you can do the solution for them,
Sure.
right? So although the knowledge is power, but people want to use the power to transform their own lives by learning something new. So the goal of the course is to help them guide through the transformation process, not about the information in place, but how to guide them to transform their lives in a different
That's it.
life for them, something like that.
Very
Yeah.
valid point. I mean, transformation is something we're all looking for. And if you can solve people's problem that helps transform their lives, they would pay you for it. They would follow you for it. They'd become your fan for it as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. And identifying their what your audience outcome is also important, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay. Very interesting. It's funny you talk about audience outcome because, and again, I'm going on a tangent here, but Stephen and I were discussing this exact thing yesterday. We were
Oh,
talking about, how do we want to segment our audience? And his idea was to segment the audience based on how much they paid us, which is how
hmm.
much they like us. But I
Yeah,
said, let's segment audience instead of how much money they've made with us. Because once we can do that, we can really see whether or not they'll come back to us or not. Because
exactly,
if they've made a lot of money, they'll just keep coming back. But if we haven't
exactly,
helped them succeed, they will not come back. And
exactly,
that's completely fair. So,
exactly, exactly.
yeah, that's a valid point. Um, One last thing, Meili, if people want to get in touch with you, learn more about what it is you do you have a website, any other link with which they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my website is meili.kaibio.com or www.formulasinlimites.com. If you need some help on consulting, on creating courses as well, you can always reach out on me. And I have also a fan page. I don't use that quite a lot, but it's also mainly Leon, or you can also speak up with Messenger, Facebook
So
Messenger.
I'll share
Yeah.
all these links underneath the video so they don't get
Awesome.
lost. Um, Meili, any last thing you would like to tell our audience watching this today?
Well, basically, yeah, if you want to make things happen, you have to decide that it will happen on you. And first of all, mindset is very important thing that you have to set first before doing all the things, because all the things can be done unless your mindset is right. So if I can do it, if I can do it, you can do it as well. So that is very important.
Good. No, I like that. Meili, thank you so much for getting on this podcast with me. I really appreciate you doing this. I think it will help a lot of people. I'm looking forward to sharing your message with the world.
Okay, thank you very much, Neil, for having me,
Thanks.
and have a nice night.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.